Eastwood, Siegel, and Surtees come together around this idea of Dirty Harry.
Bruce Surtees is a really key figure in the evolution of the Eastwood style and, to a certain degree, Don Siegel.
Siegel was really making a name for himself as a director of cinematic violence and causing controversy at the time and garnering a lot of attention.
The cinematography of Dirty Harry is very muscular. It's gritty and it's unpolished and it's rough, just like the period that it's representing. It pulls no punches.
You rotten bastard!
Did you see that? He hit the poor man.
Now you know why they call me Dirty Harry. Every dirty job that comes along.
This was Eastwood and Siegel's fourth collaboration. It was the one that they would be the most known for. Don Siegel's direction, this very, very complex blend of almost opposing ideas and contradictions, daring tonal shifts. The film is a grisly thriller that has some very humorous moments.
Usual? No, the usual lunch or the usual dinner?
Well, what difference does it make?
Not much.
Don Siegel likes to talk about those complex social systems, and we have Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry, who is inverting those very systems and challenging them and exposing them as corrupt and moribund.
Anybody can tell I didn't do that to him.
How?
Because he looks too damn good, that's how.
And then we have the director of photography, Bruce Surtees.
It's an interesting collaboration that Siegel and Surtees had. Dirty Harry gave them both a canvas to do some really fascinating camera and lighting work. Basically anti-Hollywood cinematography. The camera operating is very loose. The lighting is highlight and deep shadows. We have silhouetting. They really found a language that reflected the story they were telling in the time they were telling it.
All right, hold it!
Bruce Surtees was nicknamed the Prince of Darkness and really revolutionized cinematography.
The thing that's absolutely magnificent about his cinematography is how much he brings neo-noir-like elements to the story.
Dirty Harry is what you get when you cross a Western with a film noir.
Siegel, don't kill him!
And put it in this urban setting. Everything is backlit, and it gives it a lot more texture. It's not something most audience members are registering on a conscious level, but they're feeling it. And I think it's part of why Dirty Harry not only was a huge hit, but has endured in a way that some of the other vigilante movies of the era have not. And I think that comes down to how Surtees and Siegel shot it.
You there. Yes, you. Stop what you're doing. Turn around and put your hands in the air.
They made San Francisco a character in the film.
One of the things that I think is most impressive is the wide shots. You think San Francisco is more than 7 by 7, right?
Bruce Surtees takes the panoramic visions of the city and juxtaposes it against this gritty urban reality.
It's a small city, but it feels expansive. These wide overhead shots, looking down, it's disorienting. And I think that that's really important to create this sense of fear that Scorpio can be anywhere.
Bruce Surtees, he was such a visionary, just the way that they would use long-distance lenses.
Surtees' cinematography displays the underbelly, the ugly side of San Francisco. Even in broad daylight, there's that suggestion that down below, there's something that's nefarious and evil.
You're seeing the darkness of San Francisco. It is not the beautiful city by the bay. It's a terrifying place.
Surtees smothering the city in darkness. It makes it almost like a horror movie at times.
The colors are so dark, we have to sort of guess what's going on.
You don't even see characters, you see their silhouettes. When Calahan goes into the tunnel with the ransom money, other DPs would have lit the whole tunnel. Clint, just keep walking towards those lights. The cross up on Mount Davidson. You don't have to light the whole area. You've got him just going on that straight line. He's beautifully silhouetted against the base of the cross. That makes the cinematography fascinating, but also terrifying.
When Harry walks into an interior, you can't see what's lurking in the shadows. And it creates both a lot of suspense. It's also what makes Harry an iconic hero because he's like a knight going in to fight the dragon.
I find myself leaning and squinting as I'm watching it, you know. It's a movie. That's genius when our cinematographer and director can pull something like that off.
Film noir lighting of San Francisco, the cinematography is very kind of impressionistic, and it does give it this very nightmarish quality.
This is Surtees really asserting himself as a neo-noir photographer. You have this stark contrast between gritty realism and cinema poetics.
You all right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
A lot of the myth-making in Dirty Harry does come from these close-ups where you just are seeing the strength of Eastwood's expressions and gestures.
It's always that steely gaze that leaves an indelible mark.
Do you feel lucky? Punk. That kind of behavior is just inexcusable ordinarily. But the fact that through his expressions, it's almost ironically endearing, even though we see him doing the most harsh and even somewhat cruel acts.
Eastwood's so minimalist and subtle. When he raises one eyebrow, it has this huge impact.
There's so many fantastic, iconic, low-angle shots of Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry throughout this film. And it really reinforces the themes of the character, that combination of stoicism meets with an anti-authoritarian edge.
There's this fascinating moment when a young boy has been killed.
He's only 10 years old.
And we actually get a brief close-up, not the low-angle power. It's the first moment in the movie that maybe Calahan isn't the caricature that we think he is. Maybe there's actually a human being in there.
You better go check on the mother.
The visual influence of Dirty Harry is quite significant. Not full of gloss. Not everything is clean and pristine and backlit and three-point lighting. Everything that we know to be the Hollywood style, we're going to throw out the window.
Eastwood and Surtees would evolve a visual language for over the course of the films they made together and would make these movies about this Eastwood persona, this guy who was always on some level unknowable. And that was established in Dirty Harry.
They really made the character realistic as well as larger than life. You were seeing the world through Harry Callahan's eyes. You were experiencing the story unfold through him. And I think that's one of the things that sets this film apart because it's such an original.